So when someone comes in for a fit and we're going through it, we're looking at the length of the club, how it sits with their posture. One of the big factors is obviously lie angle, right? The angle where the club sits at point of contact. Now I would say at address, you'd want a little bit of toe relief because as the club loads, that will drop the toe down, so it would look a little bit toe down. What I would say is, and this is just a comment from myself, more than it is on a book or a sort of doctrine, I tend to fit probably what I would call less upright golf clubs. If you're coming in with a very high shaft vertical swing plane and you're coming in with the toe down, that's going to look really bad on quad or TrackMan. The toe's going to hit and spin out and it's going to go that way. Now, you could build the club 4 or 5 degrees upright. I've seen that before. Guys fit the club massively upright because the quad says you're showing toe down by 4 or 5 degrees. So you whack it up 3 or 4 degrees and lo and behold, it changes a little bit, but that guy looks like he's like this when he hits it now. So you're looking at that left wrist extension getting up, the shaft plane getting really vertical and steep. That for me is a problem because you get a short iron in their hands, they hit a good shot, that heel hits the ground, it's big left. They go, I can't believe I hit that left. You go, well, I can. So I tend to use it sparingly. That I say to people, look, I tend to fit a hair flatter because I don't like upright golf clubs turning over for people. So keep it nice and sort of neutral. I still respect the fact that you're looking to get it to come in as square as possible. But I often see, especially with juniors, clubs that are too upright, too long, too heavy, too stiff. So the one thing I would say to that is that if you've got kids out there picking up the game for the first time, clubs that are lighter, flatter, a little softer, does not hurt them. In fact, it's a good thing. Things that are too stiff, too heavy, too upright, induces them to stand up, lose their posture, get what I would call into that early extension position because they're trying to get the club to work. Very dangerous. So I would always err on the side of slightly softer, flatter and shorter. But in terms of lie angle fits, when you're fitting the golf club, be respectful that if someone's coming in and understand the golf club delivery, this is why you can't just read off a set of numbers. You've got to understand what that guy or girl is doing swing-wise. Because if they're showing a very high vertical swing plane, they're going to need upright golf clubs unless you tell them to say, look, actually, whoever you're coaching you, just ask them, at your delivery, it looks like the handle gets really high. How does that work for you? And then you can go from there. Because that's the one thing that I see a lot of, guys that have high angles in terms of that swing plane. They often come in with very upright golf clubs because people use strike mats. You know how I love strike mats, you know, in terms of lie angle and lie boards lie. If you've got that tape on the toe and look at this, sir, look at this, the toe, look at the toe. Yeah, you know what, it ain't going to change because the guy's got a handle that's going like 67 degrees. It's like, well, what do you expect? So for me, I have a massive issue with that I'd like to see that communication when someone's having coaching or fitting, that swing plane or vertical swing plane number understood and explained so people can understand that's why certain things happen in certain conditions.